So I thought of speaking to Yashovardhan Azad, whom everybody knows has been the former Central Information Commissioner, but he's also been the Special Director in the Intelligence Bureau, who was later appointed as the Secretary of Security to the Government of India. Yashovardhan Azad joins us this evening. So thank you so much for joining, Mr. Azad. How big is this indictment? Coming as it does, it exposes three big gangs. And it raises a lot of questions on India. Now, say, for example, this Punjab police officer who's involved. What does it go to show?
Well, it is a serious indictment in the sense that, especially of a law enforcement officer who's indulging in this kind of extortion with the help of the gangs. And Bhagwanpuria gang, as you said, is a rival of the Bishnoi gang. And you're right across Canada and America. It has created a lot of problems for their law enforcement because, they are threatening the Indian community abroad with respect to their relatives back in India. And therefore, there is a great collusion between the gang leaders who are here in India and who have their cohorts in America. So I think it's a very good catch by the FBI, by the Canadian Mounted Police, and to get into a coordinated kind of an operation, and then finish all these gangs. Now, we call it organized gang who indulge in this kind of organized crimes. For the gangs who indulge in extortion and killing and things like that. So, if you remember, there was a lot of hue and cry over Niger, almost strain the relations between India and Canada. And the worst part, Neelu, is that, these are gangs who are running from behind the jails. And not that it is something new. I mean, it used to happen in the days of Mukhtar Ansari and, the Shahabuddin, other people. But this kind of international link, it has come now to the fore with the help of these Goldie Brars and Bishnois and Bhagwanpurias. So I would say, yes, at this point, it is a little embarrassing for India. But one thing is there, Neelu, rogues you will find in any police all over the world. I just hope that this fellow is caught and we don't have any more cases like that. But a very important lesson is that we have to do something about the leaders who are operating with impunity. And this man, Bishnoi, in fact, is operating, I think, from Ahmedabad jail. And yes, where you can imagine encrypted messages, mobiles, all kinds of networks are being facilitated to him so that he can carry out these acts. So in the end, yes, it's a little very important sector for it.
No, but do you think that a gangster like Bishnoi can thrive in a Sabarmati jail like this without the patronage of the state? Because what I'm told, and if you read the US prosecutors, what they have said about Lawrence Bishnoi, that he was using a satellite phone and he was in touch with all these international gangsters in various countries. It goes to show a lot. Then the very same FBI has named people like Goldie Brar, whom you just named, that he was, and also Rohit Godara, who was supposed to be the commander of one of the gangs in Europe. They have also said, US prosecutors in that very press conference, they said that this organized group of gangsters was running an extortion racket. They used to send messages, encrypted messages through apps like WhatsApp to extort huge amounts of money from the people. And also the huge drug network they spoke about. So what would you say to that? I mean, can this happen without the state's patronage?
No, I agree. But let's not call this a state patronage. What I would say is that if you see the gangs have been operating right across, whether it's Ahmedabad jail to Tihar jail, even for that matter, and to other jails in UP, for example. See, the first is the availability of, say, satellite phones or mobile phones, which are absolutely banned. And you will hear things like when the authorities say that we are using jammers, etc. I don't think any of the state government would like this kind of a crime to be inspired and directed from the jails itself. But your prison administration is in tatters, Neelu, and that's exactly when we were talking about the reforms in the criminal justice system. And we had also said that before these laws are reformed, and I said on your platform also, we need to reform the police, the prison administration, the prosecution, and the judiciary. So today, what is happening is any huge gang leader who comes to a prison administration, he lives like a lord, because every prison, official is scared of him, and all the prison inmates rather treat him as the superior officer. And so all the facilities are given to him. And even if you catch him on something, there is no one to give any kind of a witness. So something needs to be done. I mean, and whether you can do it or not, of course you can do it. In Ahmedabad prison, giving these facilities to Bishnoi is not done. And if you have a designated good officer posted there, he will not allow it at all. Now, is there some kind of a political patronage? Yes, this needs to be looked into. And it's a very important thing. And that is why, if you see the indictment is a very strong indictment, because they're saying that these organized gangs, for example, you said consignment of heroin
Yes.
and cocaine, etc., going across from one country to the other, are being done by the cohorts and being directed from here.
Yes.
So two things. One is that their cohorts are already there who are operating with impunity. And then the gang leaders are operating absolutely from inside the jail. So yes, the source has to be crushed. And that is where the Indian jails count. And I think if this person is extradited, the Indian police forces will have to look at it very, very seriously.
Right. In fact, now, do you think that this is a very sad commentary on the policing system of our country, the criminal justice system? Now, the FBI has unsealed all this. Why couldn't we do it? That is also another question.
Well, Neelu, here it is known that people like Bishnoi are carrying on their activities of kidnapping and ransom and extortion and things like that. And in a few cases, we are catching them also. But of course, it has international implications. Then it's going to be a little embarrassing for India. And it is time that these should be completely clamped. We have to do something about the prison administration. We are not doing much. Have skipped this part of the reforms, and we have to look into very, very seriously. And as I said about Bishnoi not getting these facilities is something, absolutely wrong. The other thing is that we should also look into the cases against Bishnoi here, whether the regular trials are going on, daily hearings are being done or not. Is the prosecution being threatened? Is it being allured? Is it being compromised? These are issues one has to look into seriously. And that's why I think a special officer should be designated with each of these gangs to pursue all these things and bring it out in the open, so that both the state administration can act and also our justice system.